But what this demonstrates, and that's very alarming, is for the last several years, one particular person has been held responsible. The entire nation has thought that he's guilty. Now it turns out, General Thaplyal, that here's a man who actually said, I will not kill these terrorists.
Yes.
He handed them over to the police, and instead of saluting him as someone who stood up to his superiors, he's being castigated and dismissed from service, and the generals who ordered him to do so, no action has been taken. Do you believe after this expose, after this Ministry of Defence report which we hold in our hands this evening, action should be taken against the generals who put together this policy of demonstrating fake kills?
See, Rahul, this is reprehensible, whatever has happened. But remember, it happened in 2003. Today is 2010.
But no corrective action has been taken so far.
Corrective action has been taken.
The defence minister has stated the same. No corrective action has been taken so far. It would seem to me, Manoj Joshi, do you agree with that? It would seem that the army is coming together to try and brush this under the carpet. Admit that something went wrong, brush it under the carpet, make one person the fall guy, hold him accountable, leave him out to dry, and then just move on, paper over this matter. Manoj.
But that's very obvious. Recently there is a case, I don't know how Sheru is saying this, have we forgotten this case that happened where 3 people have been shot dead, and they all turned out to be people who lived in a village, and the whole thing was concocted, and the army is still not willing to acknowledge this. The army wants now to, the army is saying that we want the civilian witnesses to be transferred to us. The whole issue is, when soldiers turn murderers, why should the army defend them? You know, this is the whole issue of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. On one hand, the armed forces say we need this act, this is a pious act, this is the ultimate act. On the other hand, the army is not willing to concede that if people misuse this act, misuse, I use this word with a capital M, misuse this act to murder, and again I use it with a capital M, they use this act to murder citizens. Shouldn't there be action against them? Shouldn't the army itself take the action against them? Shouldn't it be the leader?
Has very
but
strong views
we are not seeing
on
that.
the Armed
All we
Forces
hear is the
Special
army
Powers
cribbing.
Act. I want to bring you into this debate, Suhas, because the point of an army inquiry, which has been held in high esteem so far, is always debated. This incident demonstrates once again that if there is something which blows up in the army space, the army might close ranks, hold somebody accountable and leave him out to dry.
Well, I would say that if this was not a fictitious killing, I mean, action would have been taken. The reason why action has been taken against Colonel Kohli is the fact that the persons actually who have been fictitiously killed were alive. But if actual encounter had taken place, no action would have taken place. So you have a series of cases in the northeast as well as in Jammu and Kashmir where extrajudicial executions and fake encounters have been continuing for a long time. In fact, I would say in 2006 in Assam, when Ajit Mahanta was killed, an army court of inquiry found that actually he was killed in a fake encounter, and the only punishment given to the two army officers was one person was actually demoted from service, and the other person was allowed to serve the sentence, while in the service for 2 years. Now, for the same crime of extrajudicial executions, if you had tried in a normal criminal code, of course you would be sentenced to life or harsher punishment would be given. So the point remains, there may not be a policy, written policy, but it remains a standard practice of the army operating in conflict situations to do away with all the insurgents once intelligence value is done away with. So you interview the person, somebody who is arrested. Then once you take all the intelligence available with him, then of course you extrajudicially execute him. And it's a practice. It's not one case. In fact, in the National Human Rights Commission, one of our complaints last March has directed the Manipur government to report about 111 cases of fake encounters.
You're saying it's not a one-off case, it's rampant and it needs to be looked into. In fact, the media, and this is very interesting, finds prominent mention in this Ministry of Defence report that's been put together by an Undersecretary, and it keeps saying, and I'll quote for the benefit of our viewers from this report. It says, considering the fact that the incident has drawn widespread media attention and also the fact that any decision on commuting the sentence or not to proceed against any of the officers is likely to attract media attention, it is suggested that the Defence Secretary and the Raksha Mantri may be kept informed of the developments of the case. It goes on to say that action against Colonel Kohli his punishment should not be commuted because this will attract a lot of media attention, and that's something we should not do. So the army and the Ministry of Defence, General Thaplyal, is very worried about how the media perceives this story, even at the risk of an officer who's not guilty being held accountable for a sin he did not commit.
No, but then why did the MOD give such direction to the army? That hush it up. It is not the army which has done it. It has come from the MOD. The other part which Manoj was saying about civilian death in an encounter, he's never been in an encounter himself. When firefight is going on, there are always, although the Indian Army's aim is, minimum collateral damage, but in crossfire certain civilians get caught.
No, but in these cases,
nobody is killing innocent people. Indian Army is not killing them
but in this
deliberately.
case we are seeing Suhas.
No,
Go on.
no, no. The issue is not killing somebody in crossfire. The issue is when you pick up somebody, take him into custody and kill him in cold blood. I'll just give you one example. One of the prominent human rights activists in Kashmir was killed by Jalil Andrabi in 1996. He was picked up by Colonel Aptar Singh, who was from the 17 Rashtriya Rifles. The CBI inquiry has found him guilty, and today Government of India says the persons cannot be found. He is not in India. The family of Andrabi believes that he has been given a fake passport and has been flown to Canada and settled there. So where you have cases in Kashmir, the CBI itself has found, the civilians have been killed and executed in cold blood, including Patriwal killings, immediately after the Chhattisgarh Singh massacre. I mean, there's an inquiry by the CBI who's found the army official guilty, and that can still continuing before the Supreme Court because army believes that they have immunity for interrogate him and kill him in custody. Then there is a problem.
And what is worse is if colonels are put under pressure by their commanding officers, by their brigadiers and by their major generals to show fake killings.